what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my 2019 favorites. So I know this video is going up in 2020, but I did just want to reflect on 2019 and what great products that I loved without a doubt. These are only the best of the best that I tried last year and that I wanted to share with you guys in case you were curious. There are some repeats which I will point out to you guys from my 2018 favorites, and I'll let you guys know which ones those are. We need to just get into this because I know already that it's going to be so long, and yeah, let's do it. Alright, so starting out with primers, I did have just a few to mention this year. The one that was my most used and my most favorite primer of 2019 was this, the Touch in Sol No Poreblem Primer. It is what I'm wearing today. It just smooths the skin so well, and I really do love it. Now, I will say that I really do love this primer, and it has been my favorite for a few different reasons. I feel like it really fills in those pores and it really smooths everything down. Now, I also have on my list the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I love this one. However, I gravitate towards this one more because it's less expensive, number one, and I like the packaging better on this one because it is a pump, and the Tatcha, you have to dig your fingers into it. Although if I was saying that I wasn't thinking about price, they were both the same price and whatever, I would say the Tatcha one would beat it out for sure. But I've really been loving the No Poreblem Primer. It has been amazing. It does what it says it does. It's going to fill in your pores and keep you looking good all day and with smooth skin, and I really do like, honestly, both of these, the best pore filling primers on the market. I said it. And another pore filling primer that I do like is this one. This is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Primer. Now this is the Healthy Glow and Pore Minimizing Effect. So honestly, I use this one more for the glow than the pore effect. I feel like it does better with the glow than it does help with your pores. However, it does help a little bit with your pores. But this is just the most beautiful glow. It gives you a glow from within. It makes you not look dry and cakey and crusty and nasty. And I really do love that about this. This is the year where my skin's becoming a lot more dry than it has been, because if you've been following me for a long time, you would know that I do have oily skin, but as of recent, my skin is getting drier, and I have been using less of mattifying products and more of natural finishes and more towards the luminous side just because of my skin. So this has been one that I've really been loving. This is a repeat of my 2018 favorites. This was in my last year's favorites. It is almost gone. I really do love this one, and it's very inexpensive, and Essence is a great brand. It smells weird though. Not gonna lie, it does have a weird smell to it. And then the last primer that I did want to mention is not necessarily, I don't really know if this does anything for my skin, but I really like the way that it feels on my skin and the way that it smells, and that is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 primer water. So it can be used for prepping, setting, and refreshing. Now, I love the coconut one because I am obsessed with anything coconut. So of course I love the coconut one, and this is the inexpensive version of the Smashbox coconut primer water. I did have one of those and I loved it. And the sprayer was so much better on that one, but this one is so much cheaper, and I don't know. It smells like a tropical vacation and I love it. In fact, I'm gonna spray it right now, because I wanted to refresh my skin, because honestly it's feeling dry. But I do really like that one as well. Again, the scent makes it wonderful, and it is from the drugstore, which is something else I did want to mention. A lot of my products are from the drugstore. I find that I gravitate more towards drugstore makeup than high-end makeup. Number one, because it's really good. Like, drugstore makeup is really good. And number two, because I am poor and drugstore makeup is more affordable. Next is my foundation category. So I did have 4 foundations that I loved and rotated through all year. If I did have to give one a spot, I feel like this is the one that I obsessed over the most throughout the year, which was this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation stick. I went through 2 of these last year, and this is my 3rd one here, and I really love this for every day. It gives a nice natural finish. It's not matte, it's not dewy, it is just a natural finish, and it looks so healthy and good on the skin. I really love this one. This is just one that I kept reaching for continuously. Recently I've been putting it down just because I was trying to get through some other foundations, but this one really took the cake for me last year. The other 3 that I do have to share with you were incredible as well, and I kept using them. My next favorite was the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. Now this guy is so good. I love it so much. It is very buildable. It looks very healthy on the skin. It just looks natural and like not too cakey. You can build it up to be full coverage, but you don't have to. I usually don't use it full coverage wise. I just put a few dots on my face and then blend it out, and it gives the most beautiful natural finish onto the look. And like it explains, it is the healthy foundation. It makes my skin look so healthy. I get compliments when I'm wearing this foundation, and I really love it. And I love the fact of the packaging. Like, if you've never seen it, it is in like a little stick. I just got it everywhere. And I think it's so much nicer to like put it on your face, but then I also get the fact that if you have bacteria on your face or something, you're just putting it back into the bottle, and then that's not very nice. So I get both packaging. It's nice to just draw it on, but also like for the people who don't like it, I completely understand. It's the same. The next foundation that I loved was this Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation that is supposed to last up to 24 hours, and it is mattifying, and it says it's a second skin effect. I necessarily don't consider this a mattifying foundation. I would say like first applying it, it is a little bit more matte, but it's not like matte, you know? I feel like wearing it throughout the day, it gave me more of just like a natural finish than it did a mattifying effect. But this one looks so pretty on the skin. It really does give you a second skin appearance. Your skin looks smoother and just prettier, and I love this foundation. When I first got it, they only had like a few shades, but I think they expanded their shade range now so that everyone can find a shade that will suit them better. But this one, it's just really good. I really do enjoy it, and again, from the drugstore. And then the last foundation that I did want to mention is actually what I'm wearing on my face today. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This does have SPF in it, which I just realized the other day when I was reading the bottle, but it does have SPF 25 in it, which I literally had no idea. I've been using it for like a long time and had no idea. But I have mine in the shade 415 in case you are curious, and it says that it's a 24-hour breathable texture foundation. And I would agree with the claims on this. It's not mattifying and it's not like super dewy. It's just a natural fresh wear foundation, and it really stays on for a long time, and it stays looking good on the skin throughout the day, and I really do love it. My throat is already dry and painful. So concealers this year, there was one that really stood out to me this year that I used and used and used. I think I went through 3 bottles of this concealer, which is crazy, but it has been my favorite concealer. I love wearing it on days when I have a full face of makeup, and I love wearing it on days when I just want to wear concealer, and I think it looks perfect for both days. The concealer that I'm talking about is this Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and it says it's supposed to last up to 12 hours, and it is waterproof and non-transfer. This concealer has just been wonderful. I love it. It does not crease on my under eyes. It does not move throughout the day. There have been times when even like concealers that I set, they still move, like especially when I touch my face. This doesn't happen. On the days that I just want to wear it as a concealer, it doesn't look like too much, but you can also build it up on the days that you're wearing like a full face. Like today, for instance, I do have it on. You can build it up more to make it more high coverage. I just really love this concealer, and I will repurchase forever. Another concealer that I discovered this year that I have been missing out on is this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I found this at TJ Maxx, and I have been using it ever since. It is so nice. It doesn't get as much product like on the wand when you get it out, so I have to dip back in a few more times, but I mean, I don't really mind it, and the concealer is just really beautiful. Again, it doesn't crease on me, it doesn't look super cakey, it stays throughout the day, and it looks really nice under the under eyes, and I would totally recommend this. I was kind of nervous because it does say like radiant creamy, and so when I hear those words, I think like, oh, this is for like super dry skin, and I don't have super dry skin, so I was worried it would look too much under my under eyes, but it doesn't. It looks great, and I absolutely love this concealer, and I've been using it a lot last year. Another concealer that I ended up loving, Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I feel like I've been talking about this for a long time. I haven't had it for a while actually, but they put it on sale, and so I bought a few. I really love this one. It is a lot more full coverage than I remember. I guess back in the day I wore full coverage literally all the time. Now I don't wear full coverage as much. I can still use just a tiny bit of this, which goes a really long way, but it can also be like super full coverage, so I kind of had to be careful on it because I feel like if I apply too much, it can look a little cakey and heavy on the skin. So just like beware, like if you are using it or if you want to use it, that a little bit goes a really long way with this concealer. It does stay on my under eyes throughout the day. It doesn't crease and doesn't look cakey if I don't use too much of it. And then the last concealer-ish type thing is this. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Brightener. This is the illuminator for under the eyes, and this is just like you put it on before concealer, and it's supposed to minimize your dark circles and eliminate them. Honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, on some days when I don't want to wear makeup like at all, but my dark circles are a little bit too much, I'll take just a tad of this and tap it out under my eyes, and it really does reduce those dark circles. It's like magic cream. I feel like I haven't had this for very long, but I've already been through a lot of it. I did get it towards at the end of 2019, but I really did love it and have been using it like every day. I think Allie Glines was the person who recommended this, and ever since then I can't put it down. Now I only have 2 powders to share with you guys. Powder isn't something that I really like purchase a lot. I kind of stick with what I know, but I did find one during 2019 that I did fall in love with, and that was a new purchase for me. And that was the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I have mine in the shade 5 or Fair, and this powder is just really pretty under the eyes. That's the only place I ever use it unless I'm baking, which I hardly ever do anymore. It looks really pretty under the eyes. It doesn't look heavy or too powdery or anything like that. It really like smooths out wherever you're putting it. Again, I only use it under my under eyes to set my concealer, but it makes my concealer look like flawless when I do set it. So love this stuff. And another powder that I did have to mention, this is actually a 2nd year in a row winner. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. You can see right here, like I basically need a new one. I went through 5, 6 of these last year. This is like my favorite powder ever, but since my skin has started getting drier, I'm using it a little less. So I used to set my whole face with this, but now I only set my under eyes, so I kind of rotate between these two, but I still love this powder. I think it's a great bang for your buck, and I think everyone should try it if you're interested in a nice pressed powder from the drugstore. I think this is a really good one that you will enjoy, and it's not too expensive, and it really does the job, and I love it. But again, like I said, I haven't used it that much like over the face because I've been a lot drier. When I was using it for mattifying purposes for really oily skin, it does the job. It really does. So if you're looking for a good powder from the drugstore that's not too expensive, that will really lock in all the oils and keep them at bay and keep you matte and looking good throughout the day, this is your guy. This is it. So for the next category I have is bronzers, and these are the ones that just really did it for me this year. I have a few repeaters, so this is gonna come as no surprise to anyone, but the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, my favorite bronzer ever. There's look at that. Look how sad that is. There's literally like nothing left. And it always just amazes me that I think last year I went through 3 of these, and the fact that I like go through a full bronzer when I have so much makeup is crazy to me. Like that clearly means I love it and that I reach for it like every day. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is where it's at. I do have mine in the shade Bronzer. It just looks so good on the skin. Never looks muddy to me. It's not too warm and it's not too ashy. It's like the perfect tone for my skin. That one is my favorite and the best. This is a 2nd time winner as well. This is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in Tantastic. This is what it looks like. It is giant and it's going to take me forever to go through, and it has the nicest, sleekest, whitest packaging. But this bronzer is so nice. It really is comparable, I think, to the Physicians Formula one. I think they're pretty similar. It is what I am wearing on my cheeks today, and I really do think it looks really nice. The only reason that I don't really talk about this one a lot is because it's so expensive, and I still can't believe that I spent that much money on one bronzer. Makes me want to cry inside, but I really do love it and it's so nice. So if you do have the extra dollars, I would recommend it. But like if you don't and you're on a tight budget, like honestly just get the Physicians Formula one, because that one is incredible and I don't think you'll regret it. This is actually another repeat, which I didn't realize. This is the Colourpop Here Kitty Kitty bronzer. This one is so pretty. Now I do have to use a light hand with this one because I am more fair and this is a little bit warmer, but this is for days when I want to be like more sun-kissed and like get some more sparkle in there, because this one is a little bit more luminous than other ones that I do use. But this bronzer is really pretty. I really do love it. And then another bronzer that I like freaked out over the past year was this Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, the shade You're Dragging Me Down. I don't know if they have this one anymore or if they made it into like a permanent item. It was from like a collection that I don't think is there anymore, but I don't know if they made it into a permanent one. But anyway, this is what it looks like. Yes, it is much darker, which surprises me, but on the face, it doesn't come off as muddy or like too dark for my skin. And I really did go in with this bronzer. I just never really talked about it because I got it when that limited edition collection was like ending, and then I was like, oh, I can't talk about it now because like people can't get their hands on it. But I did want to mention it just in case, I don't know, because I really did love it this year and I didn't want to leave it out, and when it was something that I really did love and use. Moving on to my favorite category is blush. I had to narrow down my blushes because I honestly like I was writing out my list and I had like 30 blushes. I was like, you couldn't have loved that many blushes. So I really had to narrow it down to my favorites, my ride or dies, my like ones that I totally reached for like every day. And I came up with this. This one is actually a 2-time award winner. So this is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Bare Peach. I love this blush so much. I think it is so pretty. It looks so nice on the skin. I feel like it really honestly goes with every look that I do, like cool tone, warm tone, like whatever. I feel like I can make it work with anything, and I just think it looks so pretty. Surprisingly, this is not the blush I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I tried to change it up because this is honestly what I wear on an everyday basis, and I am so surprised that I've not hit pan because it was in my last year's favorites and it's in this year's, and I feel like I use it so much and so often, but I haven't hit pan, so that's crazy to me. Also, I just really like the shape of the packaging. I know it's really weird, but I really love it. So a new favorite of mine that really stole the show this year was this. This is the Buxom blush in the shade Dolly. This is actually the blush that I am wearing on my cheeks today. I love this blush. It is so pretty. And of course the shade Dolly. I had to get the shade Dolly because Dolly Parton. I think it looks so stunning on the cheeks. It really is so pretty and gives you a nice sheen to the cheeks. I do have to be careful with this because as you can see, it's more of like a deeper kind of shade, and as you can see, I am pale. It just looks so pretty on the cheeks, and I do just have to use a light hand, but it still turns out so pretty and I really do love it. I feel like it goes with a lot too. I mean, I'm wearing it today with a warm eye look and I feel like it doesn't look bad. And then another blush that I've really been loving was Kathleen Light's blush with Colourpop in the shade I Need Space. It's this one right here specifically. These are the other ones in her collection, but this one specifically I got a lot of use out of. It looks like the shade Libra in her Zodiac palette, the eyeshadow palette, but it is so pretty. It really does go with like everything. I feel like it like ties everything together and like looks so nice and natural. I feel like I'm saying all the same things about every product. Like honestly, I should just like show you and be like, they're nice, they're good, let's go. Last year was honestly the year of like cream products for me. Cream blushes anyway. I really got into cream blushes, and this one was the one that made me get into cream blushes. This was the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks Melting Powder Blush in the shade Ginger Peach. I love this blush. I love it so much. I know there was a lot of like controversy over this blush. Like a lot of people didn't like it. They didn't like the formula. They didn't like the colors, the shades, and like a lot of different things, but I love this blush. I think it's so stunning. It has like the nicest sheen to it when you put it on your face, and it's just so pretty. The color is absolutely stunning on the cheeks. Also, it doesn't make me mad that it's like shaped like a peach and it smells like peaches. That's a nice touch. And then the last cream blush that I did want to mention to you guys is actually the Colourpop blush sticks. I really loved this one. This is actually the only shade that I do own, but I really love it. It's in the shade 25-8, and it's just a stunning blush color. It's more like a mauve kind of color, but I really do love this. I think it's so easy to apply. I kind of honestly like cream blushes more than I like powder blushes. Something I love about cream products is that they add a nice like sheen and dewiness to the cheeks along with like just being a cream product, because like powder products can like dry you out and like keep you matte looking, but no, not these. So next is highlighters, and I did want to talk about my favorite highlighter for the year, and you will see. This one really was my favorite highlighter of the year, and this is the Colourpop Here Kitty Kitty Pressed Powder Blush. As you can see, I have hit pan on this, and it's so crazy. Like how do you hit pan on a highlighter? Like this was in my favorites for 2018 as well. So it's a repeat product, but it is so good. I really love this one. It's actually what I'm wearing on my cheeks today mixed with something else, but it is so stunning. On like lighter makeup days, it looks really pretty and just like a nice sheen from within. But like on days when you have like a full face, you can build it up and it just looks killer, and like I'm gonna get you with that highlight, you know? Silvery highlight, which is kind of what I go for, because like gold highlights don't always work, so I kind of go for like the silver gold, which I call champagne highlights. I don't know if that's a real thing, but anyway, it's stunning. Another repeater for this year is the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, which is like duh, because like look how stunning that is and beautiful. I use this all the time. It has like a weird like feeling to it now because I use it so often, but this is another one of those like champagne-y highlights, like I was saying, that is like gold but also silver at the same time, and they're just so pretty and look good on the cheeks, and on me they look okay because I am fair. I don't know if you can get that one anymore. Oh, I didn't even check. I'm so sorry, I suck. And then a highlight that like really surprised me this year were these e.l.f. Glow highlighters. I have 3 of them, if you can see. So this shade is the shade Moonlight, the middle shade is the shade Taupe, and this shade is the shade Golden. And these are just so stunning and pretty. Now the only one that I actually can use on my cheeks is this shade in Moonlight because it is the lightest. But the other 2 I do use for eyeshadows and they are absolutely stunning. I did want to mention all of them as highlights just because if you have a deeper skin tone, maybe this one doesn't work for you, but the shade Taupe would. But they are just so stunning. Like, I really do love them. This one like really surprised me. It kind of has the same formula as a Colourpop Super Shock shadow or cheek or like anything like that. They're like that bouncy texture, but they look really nice on the skin. You can build them up, and this one does look pretty intense on the cheeks, and it's really pretty and only a few dollars. So that's awesome. So I did have 2 brow products to mention, not anything like super crazy. This one's a second time winner. This is the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade neutral brown. This is what I'm wearing on my eyebrows today. This is literally my favorite brow pencil ever. It's $2 and I can't get over it because of how cheap it is and how good it is. I really love it. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's incredible. And then a brow gel that I did try this year that I really love is this Colourpop Brow Wash Gel in the shade Light Brown. I really like this stuff. It's replaced my other brow gel that was my favorite thing, and then it got discontinued, but this one is so good. I really do like it, and I don't like, it really holds my brows in place all day, and it adds a little bit of color. So even when I don't want to put on a full brow, it does add a little bit of color to where my brows look fuller and nicer. And so I do have 2 mascaras that I did want to mention that I've been obsessed with the past year. So first off, I did want to mention the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. This is the one in the orange tube. I am obsessed with this mascara. I knew I loved it years and years and years ago, but I picked it up again last year and I went through 2 bottles already, and I love this stuff. I think it's so good. It's so good for the price. It really does add volume and length to my lashes and just like makes them look very, very pretty. With a couple of coats, it looks like fake eyelashes, and with just like 1 coat, it looks enough to like satisfy a normal person. But if you're like me and you want to go in with 3 coats, girl, you do you. The other mascara that I was obsessed with this year was the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. This mascara is crazy, okay? When I tell you, it gives you so much volume so quick, like it's ridiculous. I can hold it to my lashes and like go twice and I'm like, wait, I need to stop. It gives you that much volume, and it is so black and it looks so nice on the lashes. Now this one you can overdo it with, so you do have to be careful. Like if you're a first time user, I overdo this all the time. So you really just have to be careful because the wand is so fat that it really clings onto your eyelashes and really sticks to them, and it kind of gets a little bit clumpy. But you can also go in and like fix it a little bit. This mascara I've really been loving, but again, you do have to be careful with it because it can get pretty intense pretty quick. Next, for eyeliners, I did have a few that I did want to mention this year. So these ones were really honestly my favorite for the entirety of the year. These are the Physicians Formula Eye Booster eyeliner and serum. So they're supposed to be like a lash boosting thing, but I don't know. I don't use it every day to notice a difference with it helping with my lashes. But I do have mine in 2 shades. I have the ultra black shade and the deep brown shade. I really do love both of these. I think they last really well. The ultra black shade is my favorite. It's better than the black one just because it looks more black for longer. And then the brown shade I really love for days when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup but I still want eyeliner because it looks more natural to me. But these have been amazing. I love these and I use these quite often. But I did discover another product that I really do love, and this is the Maybelline Eye Studio Potted eyeliner gel in the shade Blackest Black. It's what I'm wearing on my upper lids today. I don't have a wing or anything, but it is like on the top. This stuff is so black and like it looks so good on my eyes all day that I just love it so much. It was a little bit different for me to get used to like a potted eyeliner because I don't really like those. I kind of like where I can just like draw it on and move on, because this does take a little bit longer to perfect and to get on the eyelids. It's so worth it because this stuff stays so long and it's so black and it looks so good. And then I have to mention this one again. It wasn't my favorites last year, but this is my favorite like pencil eyeliner. This is from Marc Jacobs, and this is the Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon in the shade Brownie. This is what it looks like, and I am wearing it on my waterline today. It just lasts so long and it looks so good for so long. I have a problem with things staying on my waterline because I have allergies. I get watery eyes and things kind of run and go off, but this one never does. It never runs on me. It stays put where it's supposed to be all day, and it looks so good. So I really love that one. And then I did want to mention one single eyeshadow because that is all I needed to mention. So this is a second time winner as well. This is the Tarte Chrome Paint in the shade Top Yacht. It is what I'm wearing today as the like glittery color in my inner lid. It's just so pretty. It's so good. I use this a lot. It's so intense and it looks so stunning on the eyes, and it really does bring attention to the eyes. I really do like it. It's one that I reach for quite often, and again, this is like the shade that I kind of go for, is like these like champagne-y colors on my eyelids. I don't know, I just think they look really nice with my brown eyes. Tarte Chrome Paints are really good. I never use a glitter glue with them. They just stick and they stay, and I love them. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes, I did have a few I wanted to mention. So the first one is this Natasha Denona Mini Lila or Lila palette, whatever you want to say. I really got my use out of this year. I love this. In fact, these two shades are like my favorite ones right here. Again, this is like that champagne-y color that I've been telling you about that I'm obsessed with. And then this brown shade here is a the perfect crease shade you will ever find. Like, I love that one so much. It really is the perfect crease shade. I use it for everything almost all the time. When I can't find a crease shade in a palette that I'm like, oh, that looks good, I'm like, this one, because it's not too warm, it's not too cool tone. It's like the perfect shade for me, and I really love that. However, this palette is my absolute favorite from 2019, and this is a two-time award winner now. This is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. It is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, minus that Tarte Chrome Paint thing. I did hit pan on a few of these shades this year, which is exciting, but I just constantly find myself reaching for this one. I think it's such a nice palette, and it looks so good on the eyes that I can just make whatever look. It is mainly warm tone, so if you're not a warm tone person, then I would stray away from this. It does have like 2 cool tone shades in it, so do keep that in mind, but it's so stunning and I really have gotten my use out of it this year. Another Anastasia palette that I've really been loving is the Sultry palette. Number 1 for the packaging, because look at that. That is my dream. Just shimmer. This one's really pretty too. I really have been loving this one this year. I didn't get as much use out of it as the Soft Glam palette, but I still do really love it. In this one, however, I find that there are a lot more cool tone colors, which may be why I didn't get as much use out of it. But then there's this one random pink color, which I don't understand. It does not make sense in the palette, but it's fine. But this one is really pretty. I've made a lot of really pretty cool tone looks from it, and I really do like it. And then my newest palette favorite from 2019 is this, the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. This palette is just stunning. I talked about it in a recent video, and if you want to see that, I'll link it up here in the cards. But this palette is just so stunning. The shimmers in here are unreal for drugstore prices. Like, it's incredible. I really do love this palette, and I think everyone should give it a go. It is just, it's so good. You really need it in your life. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. So I did want to mention 2 other palettes that aren't eyeshadow palettes, but this one from BH Cosmetics, this is the Blushing in Bali palette. This palette, I am telling you, this is incredible. So it does come with 3 blushes and 3 highlights. These highlights are literally out of this world, like intense and like buttery and beautiful. Let me swatch these for you. You guys, these are so intense but stunning. Oh my gosh. They're so good. So good. And then these blushes are really pretty as well. I really do like to mix these 2 shades right here. That's like my favorite way to wear it. But however, they do look really pretty on their own. I can get use out of every single shade in this palette except for this Ember shade. I can use it for like eyeshadow or something, but it doesn't really look well on my pale skin. But this palette honestly is a great bang for your buck if you're looking for something that has blushes and highlights. So good. And then I did want to mention this palette specifically for one thing in the palette. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection by Casey Holmes. Of course, this is cute and I had to purchase it for her. But I love all of these, but the one that I really wanted to point out is this highlighter in the palette. It is in the shade Just Beachy, and it was a limited edition highlight just specifically for this palette. It is what I'm wearing today mixed with the Here Kitty Kitty highlight. This color is just stunning. I mean, I love Physicians Formula's formula for their butter highlights and everything, but this shade is so stunning and honestly is what they're missing from like their permanent line, and it didn't need to be limited edition because that is what everyone needs. Okay, you guys, we have finally made it to lip products. and this is gonna be long. First, my favorite lip liner. I only have one. It is the NYX Professional Slide On Glide On Stay On. Definitely a turn on waterproof extra color lip liner. That's the name of that. That's so long. But this is in the shade Nude Suede Shoes, and I have used this so much. It's what I have on today underneath a lipstick that I will show you guys in a minute. But oh my gosh, I love this lip liner. It is so creamy. It really does slide on and glide on, and the color is absolutely stunning. It's the one I got the most use out of, and I really did love it. Now, the other thing that I do have on my lips is this. This is the Colourpop What's Your Sign lipstick. This is actually a second time winner as well, and it is what I have on my lips today over the Nude Suede Shoes lip liner. It is so pretty. I really do love it, and this is actually the only lipstick that I did want to mention to you guys. And then another thing that I did want to mention is the Colourpop Just a Tint. I have the one in the shade Give Me S'more. That's the only one that I have, but I really do love this shade. It really does truly just give you a tint, and I love to wear this on days where I'm wearing like lighter makeup because it's just enough color on your lips to not be too much, and it's also just enough to where you don't look like dead in a corpse. Like sometimes I feel like when I wear makeup and I don't wear a lip, I'm like, something looks wrong. So I do have a few favorite glosses of the year. So the So Juicy Plumping Glosses from Colourpop are one of the best that were released last year. I really did love these guys. I have 3 shades. I have the shade Intersection, She's Here, and Beachwood. Now Intersection, which is this one, is actually my favorite, but they discontinued it. So I didn't want to wear it today because I didn't want to make you guys sad, but I did figure I should just mention it. But the one that I have on today, like very lightly on top of the other products, is the shade She's Here. This is probably the one that I get the most use out of, second to Intersection. But these are so pretty. They really are really nice. They are a plumping gloss, but they don't hurt or sting. You definitely feel a little bit of like something on your lips. So the way I would describe it is like the Burt's Bees chapstick, if you've ever tried that. It's kind of like a burning, but like it doesn't hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like that to me. And then I did want to mention the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. I think this is just the original one. This shade is so stunning. Gloss formula is great, and it honestly looks good with everything. I really do love this one, and I did get a lot of use out of that. So I have a problem, and these are probably like my favorite gloss formula ever, but these are the Buxom. What are they even called? The Buxom Full-On Lip Creams, and these are incredible. I have 7 different shades, and actually I have 2 in my purse, so I have like 9. My favorite one is White Russian, which is beautiful, just like a beautiful nude color. But I also do like the shade Bellini right here. This one's really pretty too. So I did figure I would just mention all these, kind of just lump them in one. They're all very pretty. Love them all. But White Russian is definitely my favorite. There are only 2 liquid lip formulas that I'm actually like okay with wearing, and one of them is the Healthy Lip by Physicians formula. Honestly, these are the best. My favorite shade is what is it called? All Natural Nude. It is the best one, and it is a nude, and I get the most use out of that one. So these ones are my favorite. And then my second favorite are the Ofra Cosmetics ones. So I have 3 different shades right here. I get the most use out of Manila probably, which is the more like nude color, but I really do love Miami Fever. This was in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. I love to wear this one during the fall. Both of those, the Physicians Formula and the Ofra, are second year winners, so clearly they're good. They don't hurt my lips, and that's all I want to say, because liquid lipsticks suck because they hurt your lips, and those do not. Okay, and then really quickly, the last things I do want to mention are like lip treatments, like lip oils, stuff like that. So I did need to mention this. This is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. This is so good. I only got it in one shade. I got it in the berry shade. It is so incredible. You really do need this in your life. I really love it, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it, and I'm almost finished actually, and it's making me sad. And then the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This one's really great. This one's in the shade berry as well. I wear this every night. So good. And then I did want to mention the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Masks. I don't know where I've been, but these are incredible. I don't know why I didn't listen to people when they said they were so good. I only have 2. I have 2 in like shades. So I have the shade Champagne and the shade, I don't know what shade this is. Well, I have 2 shades. But anyway, these are incredible. So good. Like, I wear them as chapstick all the time. They really do wonders for my lips. Like, these are probably my favorite of the year. And then the last thing I did want to mention was this, the Tarte Lip Oil in the shade Fresh Pressed. This was incredible. I really love this. It smells so good. It smells like a push pop. And it really does. And it's incredible. I've gotten a lot of use out of this. I feel like it really does help my lips. and it's just something nice to add if you want a little something extra that's also going to like condition and hydrate your lips and feel really good. Alright guys, that is everything I have for you guys. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end, you deserve an award. You deserve a snack. Go get one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to this point, please, please, please let me know what your favorites of 2019 were so that I can check them out. Again, thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me, and I hope you are having a blessed day or night wherever you are, and I will catch you guys in the next video.